Hiya, so we're here today at Magpie Hall Road and we're going to have a look round, see what works need to be done now that the tenants have moved out. Tenants have been here about 5 years, so it does need a little bit of work. Let's get inside and take a look. So, obviously you can have a look round and see that everything's empty. But if you look at the bay window, there is some black mould under that window and it does sort of span around onto this long wall. Now about 9 years ago we had some damp work done on the complete side of the house there and we thought maybe the damp had come back. But we've had someone come out and check it. It's not damp, it is actually just condensation. So we're going to be taking the radiator off, strip all this back, insulate it so that it's very cold in here. It's a particularly cold house, so we're going to have a look in the loft as well, see if there's insulation. And then, as I say, redo this wall. We need to redecorate throughout, and we are also going to change the floor because the floor is okay, but laminate flooring, whilst it is very popular, just with the slightest little niggle in it, then unfortunately, it just wears very quickly, and we just tend to find that carpet works so much better. So, full makeover in this room. Okay, so obviously you can see with the kitchen is that it is a little dated, the kitchen, but it is fully functional. So really what we need to do in here is just redecorate and just tidy it up. We're going to make some small changes, like change the taps on the sink just to make it look a little bit more modern. Change the flooring, I think the flooring's pretty much worn out, and then redo this wall as well, like we are for the lounge. So with the bathroom, unfortunately, the tenants hadn't let us know that the tiles are in fact coming off of the wall, and obviously the sealant has gone really quite bad. So we're going to need to take all the tiles off. The bath and the toilet itself is all fine, but we are going to change the taps, change the tiling, redecorate and new flooring. So that'll give it a nice fresh lease of life in this room as well. So let's go and take a look upstairs. So this is the front bedroom, and if you have a look at the front wall, there is also some marks of condensation on there as well. Now, as I said, like downstairs, we do think that it's probably just down to the fact that it is very cold in this house, and also there may not be as much loft insulation as there could be. So again, all needs to be stripped back in here, redecorate, recarpet, and it'll be good as new. Moving through to the second of the 3 bedrooms, very similar situation. So the walls aren't in too bad a condition, but it does need redecorating, new carpets, things like that. So the woodwork's gone really yellow and the walls are just tired and in need of an update. I wanted to show you the garden, because it is in a little bit of a disarray. But one of the things I really wanted to show you was something that we see in a lot of rented properties that causes a lot of problems with fences. And if you just have a look back at the washing line, it's fixed to one half of the, you know what I'm going to call it, drain pipe. And the other end to the fence. And what that's done is actually, if we look further up to the garden, this fence here, it was all the way along to the garden, and the tenants had their washing line fixed to that fence. And what it's done is it's pulled that fence down. When it's pulled one, it's pulled the whole lot down. And in doing so, it's also rather unfortunately cracked the wall. Now granted, the wall is not in the best shape of repair, but the added weight of all the washing has really taken its toll on the boundary fencing. So I would definitely say is that if you have a look at next door's garden, you can see they've built a purpose, high washing line, which you really need to consider when you're renting a property out. For an extra 20-30 quid, buy the tenants a rotary washing line so they don't go fixing it to your property and causing further damage. Done taking a look round today, and I think as you'll see as you go around, the house generally is just a little bit tired, and I think, to be honest, it's a little bit of a narration of probably the tenants could have reported things that little bit sooner, but to be fair, they've been here a long time, they're excellent tenants, and I think now it's just come to a stage where the landlord needs to invest a little bit more money into it. If you consider that the weather nowadays is harsher, it's colder, it's windier, it's wetter, and I think as a landlord you need to consider those factors when doing a house. Make sure you're properly insulated, make sure that you've got great fences, your roofs are tight. These are problems that we're seeing in all types of properties. Condensation is on the increase, and there are things you can do to eliminate that and just make it a much more comfortable property for you and your tenant. So we'll come back in a couple of weeks' time, see how the property's progressing, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.